for 5 years, okay? Let's say that then you... I fucking hate this question, honestly. I can't fucking say it.
Sometimes it's just like having like that one.
Like, would I wait? Is that what the question is?
You just gotta in a stamp and walk it off, but just sit down, play Candy Crush, and just get it out.
Welcome to the
People are fucking Boston. Shut up, people of Boston. Park the car in Harvard Yard. I'll tell you what, the people who do this podcast, whoever's listening, good shit. They're good shit. We're here with the people of Boston. They're beauties. We're chilling.
All right, welcome back to the People of Boston podcast. Mm-hmm. I'm your host, Matt.
I'm your co-host, Joe.
Yes, co-host, I should have said. What's going on, Joe?
Not a lot, just chilling.
Yeah.
Just chilling. You know, Matt, I'm really happy. I do have to mention this because the liquor store near us finally got my favorite beer ever in stock. They've actually had it for, I think, like 2 weeks now, but it's Kronenberg 1664 Blanc. I think it's the best beer. Yes, love these. I think it's the best beer ever.
I'm drinking an old fashioned with Jim Beam.
There we go.
And cheers.
Cheers, laddie.
All right. And then so we have some bad news. It's with a heavy heart that we say this, but this will be our last podcast together. Joe and I had a falling out over recyclable pizza boxes, and we will no longer be doing the podcast together. So it was a fun run. That's an inside joke. We are not done with the podcast. We're actually standing now too. That's how into this we are. I'm gonna bend over right after. That's why we're doing this. So I have a standing desk in my room. We're standing now if you're watching the video. Joe's idea, it's great. I'm full of energy. I feel much more alive and awake than when we're sitting.
That's right.
And let's get right into it. We have a fun episode today. It's kind of like a relationship, marriage, dating type of episode, right?
Yep.
That's like kind of the topics.
Yeah.
So the first question that we discussed and asked the people of Boston was, can guys and girls, men and women, straight, right? Because I didn't even think straight.
Yeah.
Guys and girls.
Yes.
And I guess you could also say the same thing, like guys and guys that are gay, girls and girls that are lesbian. Be purely platonic friends. Just any two people that could have sexual attraction towards each other. Mm-hmm. Right? So can guys and girls be purely platonic friends? Joe, do you have an answer for this?
Yes, absolutely. I think that guys and girls can be purely platonic friends. I feel like I've had a lot of platonic relationships with females. Mm-hmm. Girls, not allowed to say females.
Yeah, don't say females.
In my life, which there's never on either side, been any sort of like attraction. So yeah, I feel like because it's worked out for me, that I would say yes, but I feel like understandably so, if you haven't ever had a relationship with a member of the sex that you're attracted to, that wasn't platonic, like maybe you think that kind of stuff doesn't exist. For me, because it does exist, I have to agree with it. Now, that's not me saying I want my significant other to go out and start making
bunch of guy friends.
Yeah, but relationships that you've had for a while,
there have to be kind of like maybe barriers, right? Depending on the relationship, depending on the people.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, sure, you can have a friendship, but it doesn't mean you guys like sleep in the same bed and hang out when you're both dating people.
Right.
Right. Like that's a little bit crossing the line, or whatever it is.
What do you think?
Yeah, so I don't know. For people that don't know, too, I just figured I'd pull up the definition because platonic, I know what platonic means, but I remember there's a time that I didn't. Okay. I was always like, what are these people talking about? Yeah. It's a cool sounding word, but I didn't know. So platonic is a love or friendship, intimate and affectionate relationship, but not sexual. So no sexual anything. Yeah, I don't know. This is what I think. And I don't know if this is the right way to go about it, but this is just, let me take you through my thought process. Mm-hmm. If I'm trying to think if there was any woman on this planet that we're the last two people on the planet and we have to have sex in order to repopulate the earth, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think that there's a woman that I can think of off the top of my head besides Hillary Clinton that I wouldn't have sex with to repopulate the earth. Maybe. The thing is that I don't think there's a woman that if we were left alone on Earth to repopulate that I wouldn't do it with.
Okay.
Would you agree for yourself or no? Like,
I'm curious where you're going with this though.
What my point is, for me at least, is that there's no like platonic relationships, I think, because of that. Like, I don't know if this means that, because sure, like, I have friends that are girls that I have not had sexual relationships with, right? There's no way that I would say no to anybody to repopulate the world. So, do you see what I'm getting at? Like,
yeah, but
I just feel like there's no platonic relationships in it. For me.
I think that there are, because you're not in that situation. There's no, like, others. You're talking about, like, an ordinary kind of situation. Like, life is going on. Can a guy be friends with a girl?
Yeah,
and I think not be attracted to
what
them.
happens there is that and people have said this that we talked to on the street, you weigh out the kind of balance of the thing. Like, first of all, I have friends that I think are attractive, but I wouldn't want to date, right?
Of course.
So it's like, I can understand that some of my friends that are girls are, some of them are attractive, but I wouldn't want to date them. So you don't get involved if you're not going to date, because then you lose the friendship too.
Yeah.
And then it's like weird. And then, you know what I mean? So like I think that's what it is. I don't think it's a platonic thing. I think it's a people weigh out the situation thing. So I think when it comes to, can guys and girls be purely platonic friends, I truly, at the bare minimum of repopulating the world, think no. Like, if you could take that platonic all the way down as low as it can go, the answer is no. But I think what ends up happening is, since we're not at that, like you're saying, I'm bringing up a very one-off situation that probably will never happen, hopefully. We then have to, like, balance out other things. We then have to think, like, could I see a future with this person? In this society, right? Like, in this world where we work and we do this, and then we buy a house or an apartment, and we have a family, all this stuff. Then we weigh it into our world currently, and then we decide if it's a good decision to do that. That's what I think.
All right.
Right.
So we kind of got... I don't have anything else to add. Did you have anything?
No, I'm just, like... Yeah, that's it. That's what I think.
So I think we got, like, a good mix of answers when we talked to people on the street.
Yeah, definitely. You ready to hop into it?
Let's
oh
go.
My God, I got another thing. Let's do it. What's your name?
My name's Kara.
Can guys and girls be purely platonic friends?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think it's silly to assume any differently. I mean, we're all people, so.
Do you have any, like, guy friends that you're close with that you don't want anything to do with sexually?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And the thought hasn't even crossed your mind?
I mean, I think it's silly to put people into boxes. I mean, there's never gonna be, like, you're only gonna be my friend, or you're only gonna be, like, whatever. It's silly to think that way. I think anything can happen at any time, but I mean, to put people in boxes, I think is silly.
So there's always
relationships always develop, but
so maybe there's always a potential for it to turn into something.
Yeah.
Do you think that guys and girls can be purely platonic friends?
No.
No?
Fuck no.
Can't happen?
Hell no.
Why do you think that?
I don't think, because the guy always wants to fuck the girl. There's no. Oh, I just think of her. No. They want to fuck. 100%.
Yeah. Do you have any girlfriends that you may be into?
Oh shit. Oh.
You don't have to name them, but.
Oh yeah. No. Not really, but
we'll leave that out. We'll leave it.
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name's Riley.
Riley?
Yeah.
And you were waiting to come in, and we appreciate it, because sometimes it's hard to get people to stop and talk with us.
I get it. It's cool.
What made you want to stop and chat with us?
Because why not? I feel like people are so, like, closed off and reserved. It's like there's no problem. This is interesting, right? How many times a day does somebody ask you to, like, come on a podcast?
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, thanks. I'm glad you, like, kind of appreciate it.
No, of course I do.
And let's go through these questions. The first one we got is, do you think that guys and girls can be purely platonic friends? No, like, problems with theirs sexually at all?
With exceptions, yes.
Okay, what are the exceptions?
So, like, some of my closest girlfriends were gay.
Okay.
Right? So, like, if that's a thing going on, then it's like, okay, yeah, there's a boundary that's set.
Yep.
Right? So, that's, like, one of the exceptions. I think certain age gaps... I'm friends with a lot of, like, older girls, because I'm very close with my older sister, but she's not around anymore, so, like,
okay,
yeah, so for me it's like, oh, I'm looking for, like, an older sister figure kind of thing. Yeah.
Sorry about that. She passed away.
Oh no, she just doesn't live here. Yeah, no.
All right, that's good.
Yeah, I made that a little dramatic. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
And you have no, like, with these girls that you're friends with that maybe are straight, there's no kind of like, hey, you know, you're kind of cute today. I don't know what's going on, but...
The thing is, like, I feel like for me, I can acknowledge that. But reading the situation, you outweigh what's more important.
Sure.
You know, because, like, the longevity of the friendship, does that serve a greater fulfillment than, you know, a short-term pursuit?
Gotcha.
That kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, sure. A good answer. Good answer.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Emily.
Emily?
Yeah.
Where are you off to?
I'm gonna go get salad. I just finished my last final, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Are you graduating this year?
No, I'm a freshman. I just finished my freshman year, yeah.
Okay, are you from Massachusetts, from the area?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Whereabouts?
I'm from Haverhill, so it's like 40 minutes north of here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the first question we got for you is, do you think that guys and girls can be strictly platonic?
Yeah.
Like friends?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you think that's like the norm? Like it happens more so than not? Do you think eventually things turn into like a feelings type thing?
I guess it depends on like the people that are involved. I don't know, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any guy friends that are close that you maybe...
Yeah, I have a lot of close guy friends.
Do you ever think, you know, that one's kind of cute?
Absolutely not.
No?
No, that's not for me.
Okay, all right.
What is the podcast?
It's called The People of Boston, and it's... I mean, we can always delete it if you don't
No,
like
finish your answer and shit. Don't like give me the answer halfway. Yes is the answer.
It's a street interview podcast.
Okay,
we
go
talk
ahead,
about
go ahead.
everything.
Like, don't tell you want to give it all up.
Yeah, I don't want to give it all up.
Such a virgin.
It's prom night. What's your name?
Mr. Ralph and...
Mr. Ralph?
Erica and Enila.
Erica, and what is it, sorry?
Enila.
Enila. She's so cute.
Great.
First question we got for you is, do you think that guys and girls can just be friends platonically?
Yes.
No.
So you'd be okay with him having like a girlfriend that he goes out to the bar with, hang out?
Yeah.
Oh,
Platonic is different from like business mind.
okay.
Because like if you keep it business,
You didn't ask for the philosophical answer. It was yes or no.
from Chicago, if you keep it business, then it's not really platonic. Platonic is more like it's a growing friendship. A friendship is inappropriate.
Okay.
Next question, because he is gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah. Yes. Final answer, yes.
Why do you say that?
You know, we in our college dorm, there's a lot of floor cess, but mostly guys and girls. They can be friends. We have friends on the floor.
But purely platonic?
Purely platonic? Yeah, 100%.
You never had a girl that you were friends with that you maybe wanted to like do some, you know, go a little further with?
Nope, never.
Never?
Never.
All right, cool. All right. Can guys and girls be purely platonic friends? Like if she had a guy friend that she'd go out to the bars with and maybe hang out.
It depends on.
Okay?
I think it depends on the situation. It would have to be. I feel like the first question you have to ask yourself is if there's a sexual attraction with that partner. If not, then yeah, because I have female friends that I have a platonic relationship with, who I see as nothing more but like a sister to me. But then I also have her who's my significant other. So it really just depends as to how those two individuals feel about one another.
Well, how, I guess, like often do you think it's possible for that to happen? Do you think that's the rarity or that's the majority of the times?
Not much. It also depends on the maturity of the individual as well. So it depends on the person itself. But if I had to say on the mass scale, it's unlikely.
Okay. All right, that's fair. Do you think that guys and girls can be just platonic friends?
I think they can be platonic friends.
Yeah.
I don't know if my wife would agree with me, but I think they can be platonic friends.
Would you be okay if you had a girlfriend that he was hanging out with?
Oh, don't even go
How about the vice versa? Would you be okay if she had a guy friend that she'd go out to the bars with once in a while?
Sure, I would be okay with that.
Yeah. You would trust her?
Yeah.
Ah, that's good.
He's paying, right?
Yeah. This one. Can guys and girls be just friends? No sexual relationship at all. Can they be just friends?
I don't talk about it.
What?
I don't say nothing about it.
You don't want to talk about it?
Keep it quiet.
You have too many girlfriends?
I keep it quiet.
Welcome back. So, Joe, most people thought that yes, they agreed with you. They can be purely platonic, but we did have a couple no's. Did have a couple people that said, I'm like outside there. We did have a couple people that said no, you cannot, guys and girls can't be platonic friends. We do have another question. Right.
Similar track here.
Similar track. So we're kind of calling this a what would you do marriage edition. Okay. So it's about, you have to picture yourself, if you're not married, picture yourself that you are married. And we actually did run into a married couple and ask them questions. And that was kind of funny because we were talking to the husband and the wife was standing right there, like waiting to hear the answers to all these.
Yep. So the next one is your partner is kidnapped and disappears for 5 years. And in that time, you find someone else that you're in a relationship with.
Yes.
So do you leave that new person that you're dating or go back to your old partner after they came back after 5 years?
Yeah, so what happens is they disappear for 5 years, like you said, and then you start dating someone new, but then your wife or husband, who is gone for 5 years, ends up being found in, like, whatever they were, like, they were kidnapped or something.
Yep.
They come back now, or they were stranded on an island, right, like in Castaway with Tom Hanks. So now they're back, but you have a new girlfriend or person you're dating.
Mm-hmm.
Do you leave the person you're dating now or stay with them? And this question was posed to me through a TikTok sent to me by my girlfriend because she asked me what I would do. And what my answer was, and it was very honest, she did not like my answer, but I thought it was very fair. I said it would depend. I would, of course, be there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she gets off the ship or the car or whatever, I'm going to be there.
Like Castaway.
Yeah, like she's back now, and there's word of this, that she was found in some whatever, on an island or whatever. I'm going to be there off the plane to, like, greet her and say, oh my God, I missed you. Because I would miss her, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'd think she's missing. But look, we got to really start unpacking some things, because I got a new girlfriend right now and things are going good, you know? And I don't know what the hell you did on the island. Like, if you're eating raw fish and now all you do is eat raw fish right out of the, right, she passes a lobster tank and reaches her hand right in there and starts chopping at it. Maybe she only eats raw meat now. Maybe she only eats raw fish. Maybe she developed a relationship with a volleyball. Whatever it is, there's something weird going on, and you're not the same person anymore. Not that it's your fault. I'm happy you're back and alive. But now we have to, like, I would have to see how kind of, like, affected you were by this 5-year kidnapping or disappearance before I can fully say, like, look, you're still the same person I was in love with 5 years ago, because now I'm in love with someone else, let's say. Right? So my answer is basically, we'd have a lot to unpack. And I'm leaning more towards, if you're really fucked up, then no. Like, if you're changed a lot, you're a completely different person, I'm sorry, but I'm happy now. And I'll be here for you, and, like, I'll pick up the phone when you call, but I can't be eating raw fish with you.
So I'm glad that you answered that first, because you brought to light, like, a lot of good points, or an interesting take at the very least on how to interpret this question.
Yeah. We're
gonna have to edit this out, but this just made me think of a question from one of my philosophy classes in college, where the professor asked, like, what makes you? Like, are you the same person the day you're born that you are on the day that you die? And of course, no. Let's just say, your name hasn't changed. You know that you're the same person, but what about you makes you the same person? So that would be a whole other thing.
That'd be a good question.
Considering, like, this disappearing. Yeah. Same thing with a car. He's like, if you have a car, you total it, it's ruined, and they replace all the doors, the wheels, the tire. Is that the same car that you had when you? No. Yeah. So another just brain teaser there. But anyway, as one of our contestants said,
Contestants? What is this, Family Feud?
What is wrong with me? As one of our street people
of Boston, some guy walking around.
I can't think tonight. As someone said today when we were filming, I digress, and I'll go back to answering the question.
Yeah.
I feel like, considering my significant other currently, I would. In this hypothetical situation, I wouldn't be alive. 5 years. They're missing. They've disappeared. My liver would fall out of my ass right at about a year and a half of them disappearing. It would fall out. I'd have no liver, and I would die.
Yeah.
That's a drinking joke.
Thanks for explaining it.
So, kind of kidding, kind of not, because there's no hope for me at that point.
You'd be distraught.
Oh, yeah. Just that fortunately, I wouldn't even have to consider this. But let's just say, for whatever reason, I don't resort to drugs and alcohol.
Yep.
I would drop everything to be back with the person that had disappeared. To be back with
she's eating raw meat and, like...
Yes.
itching, like biting her toenails off and stuff to trim them down?
Yes.
Yeah. I think you're full of it, but...
I know.
And you have a new girlfriend, okay? She, however, comes back. They find her. She escapes. Are you now going to leave the person you're with, dating, to go back with your wife who's been missing for 5 years?
I would want to be back with my wife.
You want to be back with your wife?
And I don't think I would take on anyone else because you never know. Nowadays, I mean, things happen. You see those stories. So
Okay, so 5 years is a long period of time. There's a whole different foundation that's been built with this other person. As an emotional support system, I would say that I have some sort of obligation to my ex-wife to be emotionally supportive and like help facilitate any aid that she might need in that respect. But I think hopefully she would understand that 5 years is a long time, and you have to move on with your life, right?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. It's tough,
but I'm not gonna just like erase myself from her, because as far as she knows, like I was one of the last people that she had any sort of relationship period with.
Seriously.
Right. So I could definitely be a person in her life, but time goes on. 5 years ago, I was like in middle school. So like I don't know, that's a pretty long period of time. You know what I'm saying?
I just gave that same answer to Megan because we're dating and she didn't like it. But
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's a you question.
Well, the reason she won't answer that question because that motherfucker may disappear if she don't make the right decision. Well, look like I'm back. Jeffrey may need to find a Karen.
So what do you think you're doing?
I'm just showing up, and then it'll probably just work out that there will have to be a division between that new person. It would not be a airline fucking Tom Hanks situation where it's just okay. It is not okay.
The castaway,
yeah. That could be cast away. Ninja. Can we say ninja on TV? Because I think I said something else at first. Sorry. Yes.
I think I'd stay with the person that we're with at the moment. Not get back with the kidnapped one.
Why is that?
I don't know. It's been 5 years. Like, that's a while.
Yeah. So you think too much has gone?
Yeah. Maybe I'll talk to him, but
that's pretty much a divorce at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're considering that a divorce?
Yeah.
And you're moving on.
On the technicality, yeah.
All right. Last question. Partner of 15 years passes away. So you're married to somebody for 15 years. That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And they pass away and you remarry. Okay. Now you remarry and you live out the rest of your life with this new husband or wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're happy. And the thing is that sucks, obviously, is that you were married and the passing was, let's say, unfortunate. It was not expected. It shouldn't have happened. It wasn't like a divorce. It wasn't anger. It was sad. Time goes by. You remarry. You're also happy with this new person, right?
Yep.
The question is, who are you getting buried next to? The first wife, for us, the first wife, or the wife that you just lived out the rest of your life with? That's tough.
I think it depends if you have kids.
The kids.
I think you said that.
Somebody on the street brought this up and made me think about it. I'm like, that's a good point.
So I'm going to steal that answer. If they didn't say that, again, I would not have thought of this, so I'll credit to who we spoke with. But I think the kids thing plays a big role in that because the mother of your children, it's an
you don't want to have your kids come to visit your grave and then have another, the dad's here, and then mom's across the cemetery with the other person.
That's just an irreplaceable person, and I would like to think that all of us, that person who's in heaven, would understand that all of us who are still on earth would need to be buried, close together. So that might be an awkward kind of situation.
Now, what if without kids? You said with kids you'd go and lay with your first wife, but what about without kids?
Could I not have both of them next to me? I would go back and lay with the first wife.
I agree. I'm saying first wife also.
Okay.
And I think that when you're that kind of old towards the end of your life, I would hope that the other person would understand. Like my second wife would understand that I want to go lay with my first wife because it was a tragic thing. We were in love. We would have lived the rest of our lives together if it not had been for a tragic event.
Absolutely. We could also kind of take the roundabout answer to this question and say, I'd get cremated and
somebody
sprinkle
did
my
say that.
ashes on the beach,
One guy we talked to wanted to be cremated and his ashes sprinkled in Fenway, and we told him we would do that for him.
That's right.
So we're gonna have to do that.
We will have to keep that promise.
Hopefully not soon.
We'll keep an eye on the obits.
We'll look out for him. If anyone knows the guy you're about to see, and he's your dad, maybe, just get in contact with us when he does pass, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and we'll do that.
We'll take over the arrangements.
Yeah, we'll just handle it. We'll break it.
Yep.
But that's it. That's all we got for this episode. Let's go to the people of Boston, see what their answer was to these questions.
Let's get it.
Sweet.
See, that's easy.
That's easy.
I've always said I'd be cremated, and I want my ashes to be spread at Fenway. So, that's I've always made clear.
So you don't have to make that choice anyway.
Exactly. So someday somebody will walk by with ashes, say hi, and you're like, hey, he was on the podcast.
Exactly.
Hopefully many years from now.
Hey, look, we'll spread them for you.
There you go.
You leave them to us, leave it to the people of Boston. Joe and I will go out there and we'll do it.
And it could be like the bonus
partner of 15 years.
15 years, yes.
Right?
I'm basically 15.
Yes. So let's say you're married to someone for 15 years and they pass away, right? And you live out the rest of your life with your new wife.
Yes.
Who are you gonna get buried next to?
Who am I gonna get buried next to?
Once you pass away, the first wife or the second wife?
Neither, buddy. I'm getting a tree planted inside of me. I'm gonna grow, and there's gonna be fruit. And
you want to become an apple tree?
I want to become an apple tree and haunt the shit out of whoever's house is right next to it.
Who would you like to be next to? Who would you like to haunt?
Who would I like to be next to it? Ooh.
Who would you like to haunt in your afterlife?
Ex-girlfriend.
Your ex-girlfriend?
No, not actually. If you see this, I'm joking.
Stop texting them too and calling them when you're drunk, you bitch. I got you.
Seriously, bro. Seriously, dude. Seriously.
She can't leave you alone?
No, it's fine now. There was a time though. There was a time. Anyways. I digress. And who am I gonna be haunting out here? My roommate. Oh my god.
Your roommate?
Yeah, the last guy that I lived with before I got new roommates.
Don't like him?
No, homie was another breed. He was like a germ.
What did he do? What was he up to?
So honestly, I hope you see this, buddy. Literally, like while I was in the hospital, he was like using my toiletries. That's just like one of the weird things. Like,
why were you in the hospital though?
Oh, I got shingles and meningitis.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, that was tough.
Shingles and meningitis, and what? He was using your deodorant?
Yes. Oh my god. Like what is that about?
How did you figure that out?
He goes, oh, bro. I just want to let you know, I used your deodorant a few times. Like I ran out. I like made him buy
a whole new thing.
Yeah, but he got the same exact one as me, and I'm like, do you want to smell like me, buddy? Like,
oh yeah, that's weird.
It is weird.
Have you talked to him since?
I'd see him sometimes.
Who are you gonna, when you pass away, who you line next to? The first partner or the next one?
Oh, I know. Depends if you have kids with the first person.
Okay.
I feel like if you have kids, you should be very next to them, so your kids can go visit, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll second that.
What about if no kids?
I'll go with the first.
Still the first with no kids?
Yeah.
What about you're alive with the new person, and you say, hey, so
They can come along, but we're going with the first person.
Going with the first.
Yeah.
All right, I like it. All right, Joe, that concludes episode 19, which was like kind of a relationship style episode. And you know what? I'll be honest with you, Joe. I like these questions. I think they're fun to talk about. I think the people on the streets of Boston did kind of enjoy this and like talking about it. Mm-hmm. But I think, wasn't maybe our best set of questions, in my opinion. I think they were fun. I think they were good. I'm just not saying that they were the best ever. And I'll even say that. I'll be the first to admit. But what's going to be the best is that we're going to have a special guest on our podcast for next week's episode.
Yes, sir.
And if you follow us on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, you'll see clips leading up to it of who our special guest is going to be. I'm not going to give anything away, but that's just so everyone knows. We're going to have a special guest next week who everyone, especially if you live in the Boston area, you will know who this guy is.
You know who this person is. This is probably the biggest thing that we've ever done or will do.
Yeah, and we're both really excited about it. Joe even said he's kind of fangirling about the guest a little bit.
Yes.
So we're looking forward to next week. So please, if you thought, like I just said, that these weren't maybe our best questions, just fucking wait until next week because it's going to be fun. And that's all I got.
We're going to blow the roof off of this bitch is how I believe they say it.
Yes, and I'm going to suck you off right now.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk to you.
See you later.
I've been in instances where in classroom And then classroom participation, I'll raise my hand and say, 2 + 1's 3. And everybody in class will, 3, ha, ha.